The episode begins with Muscle Man in his usual energetic and boastful mood, bragging to Mordecai, Rigby, and the rest of the park crew about how strong and capable he is. He flexes excessively, showing off his biceps, and talks about how he could easily take on any challenge, emphasizing that he is the ultimate park hero. Mordecai and Rigby react with a mix of amusement and mild annoyance, as Muscle Man's constant self-promotion is becoming hard to ignore. Benson enters briefly, giving Muscle Man a look that mixes exasperation and mild admiration, signaling that he appreciates his efforts but not his attitude. The moment Benson leaves, Muscle Man challenges everyone else to a strength showdown, demanding proof that anyone else can even come close to his legendary status. While training in the park gym, Muscle Man's competitive nature draws the attention of an older, extremely muscular man named Brock, who introduces himself as a retired champion of strength competitions. Brock explains that he has been observing Muscle Man and believes he has raw potential, but also that his arrogance and lack of discipline are holding him back. Muscle Man, initially defensive and skeptical, refuses to admit he needs guidance. Brock challenges him to a series of training exercises designed to push both his body and mind, promising that if Muscle Man completes the program, he will become stronger than ever before. Mordecai and Rigby watch, half amused, half curious, wondering how Muscle Man will handle the grueling regimen. The training begins with basic endurance drills, but Brock quickly escalates the difficulty. Muscle Man is required to lift weights far beyond what he's used to, perform precise balance routines, and run obstacle courses designed to test agility as well as raw strength. He struggles at first, overexerting himself and complaining loudly, often humorously exaggerating his fatigue. Mordecai and Rigby, tasked with helping by timing exercises and fetching equipment, notice that Muscle Man's focus is more on showing off than improving, which causes repeated failures during drills. Brock scolds him, emphasizing that strength isn't just physical, it requires patience, technique, and mental discipline. As the episode progresses, Muscle Man starts improving slowly. He begins internalizing Brock's advice, learning to pace himself, refine his form, and trust in methodical training rather than relying on brute force alone. During one particularly difficult session, Muscle Man faces a giant set of weights that seems impossible to lift. Mordecai and Rigby watch in awe as he hesitates, takes a deep breath, and manages to lift it by combining controlled technique with his natural power. Brock nods approvingly, marking a turning point in Muscle Man's development. Muscle Man begins showing glimpses of humility, realizing that mentorship and learning are just as valuable as raw strength. The middle of the episode introduces a comedic subplot where Rigby tries to emulate Muscle Man's exercises, using ridiculous shortcuts and causing chaos in the gym. Mordecai, as usual, attempts to keep the situation under control, but Rigby's antics result in smashed equipment, flying weights, and accidental injuries to a stationary punching bag. This subplot highlights Muscle Man's transformation by contrast. While Rigby seeks shortcuts and fun, Muscle Man gradually takes training seriously, demonstrating that growth requires effort and patience. Pops occasionally floats into the gym, cheering innocently and making humorous remarks about the absurdity of the exercises, adding light-hearted comic relief. The climax of the episode occurs when Brock challenges Muscle Man to a final test, a grueling series of obstacles combining weightlifting, speed, balance, and mental focus, all to be completed within a strict time limit. Muscle Man initially struggles, misjudging some jumps and almost dropping massive weights. Mordecai and Rigby, now fully invested, help by clearing obstacles and encouraging him without interfering, allowing him to focus. Muscle Man learns to trust his instincts while applying the discipline Brock taught him. The final moments are tense. He lifts enormous weights, navigates moving platforms, and completes the course just as the timer runs out. Brock applauds, praising Muscle Man for demonstrating both strength and maturity. The episode ends with Muscle Man returning to the park crew, visibly more confident but less arrogant. He flexes humorously but now adds a note of humility, acknowledging the importance of mentorship and discipline. Mordecai and Rigby tease him lightly, noting that while he's improved, he's still prone to overdoing it occasionally. The final scene shows Muscle Man helping Rigby attempt a simple lift, coaching him seriously, suggesting that he is beginning to pass on what he learned. Pops floats nearby, clapping joyfully, while Skips nods approvingly, signaling that Muscle Man has truly grown as a character while maintaining his comedic charm.